Okay, among the challenges, I do believe one, besides the one of maybe the cooperation and coordination of students and student leaders and the administration, is also among the students yourselves, whereby everyone wants to be a leader, right? And at times it becomes a problem. We had a race whereby you as medical students, you had to come, three of you from the same college. Kindly, in 1 minute, could you mind speaking about that and its impact?
Yes, so I think that happened during my guild presidential race where two classmates had to come against me. Yeah, personally, I tried my level best to ensure that we go to one solution as a class of ensuring that we have one candidate, but all my efforts were in vain. The biggest problem that we had was external factors. So however much you could talk to people and see that people are actually understanding what you're trying to bring on table as something that will bring about unity and ease the winning, external factors, maybe enemies of one of us, would ensure that we stay split. And I think that was a very big factor. I shouldn't say in making one of us win, but it was a very big factor in enabling the administration determine a winner for that guild presidential race, because due to that splitting, they really had defense and they could really defend themselves so well or so easily after the election being determined by them. That's what I should say about that.
Okay, thank you so much. But among all those challenges, it should be a point that in every leadership, in every leadership, unity is actually
Yeah.
paramount thing. And to you out there who are hoping to be in leadership positions, unity still stands. Now, Mr. Kasekende, as we're almost wrapping up, what do you recommend? But before that, maybe there's this thing of chigati that seems to be really funny as when it comes to politics. Yeah, chigati, and it really affects a lot when it comes to leadership. Do you mind just giving some glimpse of it?
Yes, personally, I acknowledge the importance of Chigati in any race, because people have over been associated to the fact that they think when someone is running for a certain position, they are going to eat. So in the whole scenario of Chigati, people feel like they should eat, then allow you eat. So that's the whole thing. But personally, I hate that, because whenever I'm going to serve, personally, I believe that I'm not going to eat but rather serve. But for anyone that is running for a certain position, it is important that you acknowledge that however much there are people that are going to support you fully, just because of who you are, just because they've liked you, just because they believe in you. There are those that will come out so aggressively for you just after Chigati. So it is important that you don't take that issue of Chigati for granted. It is important to know your supporters and their interests. Know why someone is going to support you, know why someone has accepted to support you, and know why someone is not supporting you. So with a clear cut between all those individuals, you can actually win an election by just playing your cards well. I personally wouldn't be so against people that work for Chigati, because we all have different opinions, and we shouldn't be thinking that our opinions of thinking that it is not right to give someone Chigati so that they should sell to you their support is like, we shouldn't be thinking that they are wrong. They might be actually having very, very credible points to why they are considering that. So about Chigati, I have a lot to say about it, but that's just a hint.
Well, thank you so much. To you who doesn't know chigati, chigati is bread, I think. It's more bread. But the bread we mean is I give you some piece of bread and you vote for me, right? Yeah, so but we should leave that, I think, to more to the villagers because it works better that side. Here, as intellectuals, let's choose mainly ideology and the implementation of the ideas of the people. Yeah, and besides that, I think the main advantage of Chigati is survival to some,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, it should be a survival tactic to some students, if I may say. But well, we shall not opt for it.
yeah.
Well, Mr. Kasekende, crucial point here. You happen to be a very smart gentleman, and I believe uh, as medical students, students of medicine and surgery, you're very busy. I grew up as a scientist, knowing that sciences should be disorganized, should be, you know, they have no time to wash, have no time to do this and that. They should only have time for books. What's your take on that?
My take is simple. We should have a life.
Wow.
We should have a life.
Wow, wow. You should have a life. Indeed, your life does matter a lot and you should prioritize it. He is a gentleman, you can't tell he's a student of medicine and surgery, one of the very heavy courses here on the planet Earth. And well, in that very line, Kasekende, I would like to ask, when we say university is a center of self-realization, do you think it's all about books or there's more outside books? What's your take on that?
Absolutely. I think university life shouldn't really be only about books. Yeah, there is a lot that we can explore just by being a university student, and more so the fact of being a Makerere student, because Makerere is the center of everything. We get to interact with people from different backgrounds, different universities, different parts of Uganda, because Makerere is a collection. Most people say that Makerere is Uganda summarized, and that's
Yes.
very true. So I believe that while at campus, most so Makerere or any other university, it is always important that you're not being taken up by only books. Yeah, it could be a business, it could be finding your long time person, it could be political aspirations, learning about leadership, anything, learning something from someone else, anything, as long as you are not only focused on books, it would be very, very important, because we all have different paths. So, yeah, I believe. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Kaseki. In the same line, as you now currently, is there anything that you've been doing outside your academic life?
Yeah, of course. I run a business. It's called the Premium Doctors Corner. The Premium Doctors Corner, or is abbreviated as PDC, deals in a variety of medical attire, Ugandan made, and most of the imported brands that you know very well. Then you also deal in medical equipment, mostly those that students use during their clinical rotations, and even the equipment that is used in hospital setting for diagnosis and a lot. So we are located in town, Gemba Plaza, shop K85. And interestingly, for our clients that are around Molago, we actually planning to set up a branch for PDC, yeah, around Mulago. And all in all, we are so grateful for the support, and we call upon your support in this, because
Wow, isn't that interesting? At such an age with such brilliant minds, yeah, we ought to think more outside books, because as the center of realization, you ought to realize perhaps your talent is in
Yeah.
sports. You ought to find out perhaps you're a good businessman. So as high school prepares us for university, here you come to realize more that is hidden in us. Thank you so much, Kasekende, for running your business, and to people out there, indeed, uh, find time and pass by at the
It's a
premium
pleasure.
doctor's corner, where you'll find your best attire as regards to the hospital setting. Really appreciate for that. And well, you talked about finding a long time friend. Do you
Yeah.
happen to have one?
I think that should be a discussion of another day. It's a long story. It's a long story.
Okay, okay, yeah, but at least he has given his view that you out there, you will find your long-time friend still here at the Center of Excellence, the Mighty Hill. And okay, what do you recommend as we're almost wrapping up? How can you recommend? What's your recommendation to students out there as regards to campus life, besides including the leadership and even outside leadership?
Yes, I would personally recommend that students, yeah, wherever you are, or whatever university you're in, you should embrace your university life as a time for self-realization, as the big thinker has stated it. It should be a time whereby you focus on yourself, focus on a number of opportunities that are around you and are in line with what you think is right. Then also importantly, since the primary reason to why we all come here at university is academics, you should ensure that you pass. You know, at medical school, okay, very different from other medical schools, Makerere medical school, you find that it's very different. There is a very big distinction between knowing the content or reading so
Yeah,
much and passing the examinations. So it is always important that you pass examinations by all means. Yeah, so that's some of the things I can talk about. Thank you.
wow, thank you so much. And before I close, we talked something about academics, and it's so crucial. It happens to be that the issue of retakes is so real, especially at campus. Just in
Mm.
1 minute, do you mind giving just a tactic of how to handle that? Because I do believe it can psychologically touch a student.
Yeah, retakes absolutely have. I actually have colleagues that have dropped out. I have a colleague who has got a step up, like step put, just of recent, just because of retakes. Another colleague actually had to first rest for an entire year without continuing school after, I think that was after year two, second sem. Yeah, this colleague was overwhelmed. The examinations in that semester were so hard, so he almost got only retakes, so he had to first choose school. Yeah, he was so psychologically tortured. Yeah, my view would be that we need to embrace discussions. Yeah, and my idea about discussions, it's actually not a must that you should first gather for you to have a discussion, even if it's just discussing with one person, as long as it's a discussion where both of you are benefiting from. Yeah, campus, we always don't put all our time to books. Yeah, so meaning that you need something to boost your understanding of each and everything, because we know that at campus a lecturer might only give you like 5% and you have to look for the 95%. So I would strongly recommend discussions and any other thing in that line that can boost your easier grip on most of these ideas. Books. Thank you.
No, thank you so much, Kasekende, for that. And well, in that very line, I almost leave the idea of academics. But then let me just ask one crucial question. now that you've been a leader before, are you happy with what is going on in the country? I know you are not. Maybe in some way or the other. But then the only question I would ask is, should we expect you someday, one time, to appear on any ballot as regards to leadership?
Well, so I have just seen one of my friends post that Museveni is torturing Dr. Kizza Besigye just because of the fact that he hasn't healed from the personal relationship that they've ever had. As you're all aware that the spouses, they've ever had issues with spouses. So someone brought it in as a joke. Yeah, well, I'm not happy with how everything is being conducted. I'm not happy with how they are holding Dr. Kizza Besigye under cells, yet he's actually innocent. As we all know, it's just due to politics. Yeah, then also to the part of whether I'll contest somewhere or what. Yeah, I'm not happy with how people are perceiving the whole political space. Yeah, people have an idea that if someone gets rich while occupying a certain political position, it's their money that has made them rich. So, personally, I came to a conclusion that I'll, I'll first distance myself from politics up to when I feel like, yeah, people can say that it's due to his effort that he has achieved this and that. There, I believe I'll come back to serve when people have no bias at all. So I'm looking up to that. And if I'm not feeling like people will if I still have that feeling that people might say that I'm rich, I've got this, I've got that because of their money from politics, I decided that I will first chill the political space for that reason. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. He happens to be a very good leader, and that's his opinion. And I've really liked it that he's concentrating on building himself as an individual before he can set his political race someday where need be.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate and acknowledge that. Now, any word to the nation?
Oh,
To the nation, to our dear
so
viewers.
there is a philosopher. He's called Simon Sinek. He said that leadership isn't about being in charge, but rather taking care of those in your charge. I think we can comprehend on that.
Wow, it's a good thought to everyone, our dear viewers out there. And just to supplement, when it comes to leadership, we work for hearts. Yet politics might mainly concentrate on your wallet. Yeah, you concentrate on what can I put in my pocket. But with leadership, we mainly work for the hearts. We aim at winning hearts. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone out there, for tuning on to the Campus Pulse. Recommend people to join us on the Campus Pulse. And
Yeah, thank you very much. It's really been a pleasure being with a bit on Campus Pulse, and I would strongly recommend that you watch, follow, subscribe to Campus Pulse for the best ideas about leadership. Thank you very much.
wow, it has been a pleasure to our viewers out there. Thank you so much, Dr. Kasekende. It's a pleasure having you on the Campus Pulse. And to our dear viewers out there, we really acknowledge and thank you so much for your time and for everything. And above all, we thank God for such a pleasure. And to Kasekende, we appreciate so much for your time. He's really a busy guy, but he managed to actually sacrifice for me some time. I can't take it for granted. And to you, our viewers, we really thank you so much. And we should actually keep it in spirit. We have a lot more for you here at the Campus Pulse. It has been the political bench with me, the big thinker. where we're joined by Kasekende Fungesio. I would want to wish everyone out there the best of your time and enjoy your campus life, because here we build for the future. Take your time, enjoy, do your best, and the rest is goodies. Thank you so much.
Thank you.